say Charlotte's ultimate gym is no frills would be overstating it. People working out inside these brick walls don't pull any punches. They barely notice the woman in the main ring. She's training for her final fight.
Boxing is the worst drug ever. You get so addicted to it. I mean, you're just so, you can't get it out of your system.
Christy Martin is one of the greatest female boxers of all time.
So there she is, the coal miner's daughter.
It's, you know, probably the biggest high any junkie could have. Here you are, you're in front of millions and millions of people, especially, you know, fighting on the undercard of Mike Tyson.
Christy Martin.
At the height of her career, Martin was often the opening act for Mike Tyson, was a guest on Jay Leno, a Sports Illustrated cover girl.
It was a cool time for me professionally.
Personally, though, a different story.
People see the Christy that's out there in front of the cameras, and they don't know the person that goes home, and you know, when the door closes, the basic hell that I lived in.
Christy married her trainer, Jim Martin, when she was just 23. In the ring, she was a champion with 31 knockouts under her belt. At home, though, her husband was her toughest opponent.
The whole time, there was mental and emotional control and abuse. I've never been knocked out except by Jim.
She finally ended their marriage in November 2010, and he nearly ended her life.
I'm like, you stabbed me, you stabbed me. And then I tried to get away, and I couldn't, and so like I kicked at him. And when I kicked at him, he just cut my leg. I remember the stabs, kind of wrestling with them, trying to get the gun away from him. I remember him beat my head against the floor in the dresser. I remember the gunshot.
Last month in a Florida courtroom, Christy testified against her husband and helped convict Martin of attempted murder. It was, she says, the fight of her life. One thing she says she had to win before she could move on to the next. Now, the 43-year-old boxer with 49 wins is focused on what she says will be her last fight.
And that was the whole goal, you know, to get the 50 wins. That's been my goal for years. After the 50, then I could kind of sit down and think about, do I want to continue?
That's why she's in Charlotte, training.
It's just a number that I picked a long, long time ago, years ago. It just is that nice, round, big, fat number to get the 50 wins. I think it makes a statement.
She's also hoping to use the national spotlight to send a message.
People looked at me probably as like a really strong woman and tough, and wow, we just see her get in the ring and she fights hard, and probably don't realize at home how manipulated I was and abused. So I think, you know, once people can hear my story, it'll give them more confidence to walk away from the bad situation that they may be in.
Martin is hoping her story will give domestic violence victims the fighting spirit she didn't get until it was almost too late. In Charlotte, Michelle Bowden, News Channel 36.